Hi everyone, I'm Mezonic, international artist, songwriter, and producer, and I'm here to talk about I'm gonna continue from my last video where I was talking about black distribution, and I made some points about Hollywood, like black folks in Hollywood and record labels. But I want to continue by saying, um, black people as a whole, we just need to stop the self-hate. It's a lot of self-hate that's going on, and it's been going on for ages. People not liking themselves because of what is portrayed of us on TV. You see roles in Hollywood that's played on movies, and it's always like some criminal role or some servant role with black people. That's why black people in Hollywood need to come together and say, you know what, we're gonna distribute our own films and put it in every single convenience store, small bookstores, small businesses around the country. And like so many different stores, like what you call it, gas stations. I mean, we could distribute those movies to all those different types of stores. The next thing I want to talk about is I'm gonna continue with the distribution, but I want to just touch up on the self-hate. The self-hate has to stop. Black people, we gotta stop killing each other for no reason or just for a little money here and there. Stop dissing black women, and black women stop dissing black men as well. It's all about people working together. You don't see white people airing out their dirty laundry. They usually keep stuff to themselves. Why can't we be the same way? If you have an issue with someone, stop dissing them in public and talk to that person. A lot of people are guilty of this. So it's better to have a dialogue with a person than to just diss them outright on social media or in public. So we have to stop all this self-hate stuff like bleaching and plastic surgery. I talked about it on one of my videos. Black people, we have to love ourselves and love the way we look. Trying to lighten your skin is not gonna give you the approval of white people. They're probably just gonna laugh at you if they see you trying to lighten your skin because you don't like who you are. So they really don't care at the end of the day. They still see you as a black person, regardless of how much skin lightening you do to yourself or how much trying to change your accent to sound like them. They don't care. They really don't care about that stuff. They see you as a black person, and that's all that counts. If you were to have a baby, guess what? That baby would be black. So going back to distribution, black distribution is key. And again, we have to flood the market. You have to have your movies, your DVDs, your CDs, your t-shirts, whatever you sell, your hats, your mugs, your pens, your shoes. You have to flood the market. Make sure you have black Hollywood, especially. You have quality movies, and start putting real quality movies and sitcoms together that show the black family as a family, that black people as a family. And because Hollywood is always trying to tear black families down, you do the opposite. Show positive things about black people. Make sure these movies are in every single small store around the country. That's the way you build black wealth, and that's the way you start to change people's perceptions of black people. The next thing I want to talk about is teaming up with African nations. So Nigeria has a big film market. So black Hollywood, all the black actors in Hollywood, you need to try to register with a Nigerian film agency or something, because that would be your ticket to making African films worldwide. African films are popular all over the world right now. It might not be as popular in the United States as compared to other places, but it's popular everywhere. So that could be your ticket to getting yourself out there in Africa, especially places like Nigeria, Ghana, Liberia, South Africa. and doing films over there. Apart from that, you could work on distribution with them as well. So your films, when they come out here, guess what? You're making money out of Africa. You're making money out of the whole world, along with every single neighborhood in the United States. You're not waiting on this big distribution deal from a corporate distributor. You're not waiting for that. You're contacting these stores, you're building your database, and you're making things happen. You guys have to put your little team together of actors who are friends, because I know, like I said in my last video, every black person is not going to work together, and that's understandable. But you have your little team of people, and y'all come up with your committee and start contacting all these local stores in every single city, so that way when you come out with a movie, the movie is already on the streets. As far as the numbers, the corporate Hollywood system will not know how much you're really making, because the stores are ordering from you directly. You are just shipping it out. They're not going to know your check unless you announce that, and which is what you want. You don't want them knowing every single dime that you make. You don't want them knowing that. That way, if they don't know that, you might have more money than them, but they thinking they have more money than you. And sometimes we have to keep things in secrecy, because that could be the way for us to make moves without people trying to stop us. The next thing is, if black Hollywood, and I'm talking about the black actors in Hollywood that are struggling to move forward, if you guys are afraid to come together, I tell you what, get a Chinese company to do the groundwork for you. Get a Chinese company to show the faces in front of everything else, and they distribute your work. You just put it out. You could actually own a Chinese company, but let them be the face of the work, because guess what? United States is not going to mess with China in no way, shape, or form. They're not going to mess with China. So if you get a Chinese company to do your work, that would be a successful distribution company, because America is not going to mess with China in no way. So if you guys are afraid to come together, form your company and put some Chinese people to be the face of the company. That's one of the only ways it's going to work out. Same thing with banks. Same thing with like big businesses. African Americans who want to come together, but they're afraid they're going to be checked on, like with a lot of oversight and all that. Get Chinese people to be the face of your companies, because that way, even though the Chinese man is always going to look out for their people, but at the end of the day, it's your company. You could fire them and hire another Chinese individual. So you need to do that. If you guys are afraid to come together, get a Chinese face for your company. Team up with African nation. And I just want to send a message out to all the coons out there. I'm kind of in a hurry right now. That's why I'm talking a little fast. But all the coons out there, you think you got the white man's back, this and that, or the white corporate America's back. They don't care about you, man. Like Stacey Dash or whoever else, those people do not care about you. They're gonna kick you to the curb the moment you step out of line, and that's just how it is. So you could talk bad about black people all you want, they'll kick you to the curb the moment you step out of line. So they do not care about you. That's just something for you to start thinking about. You know what I'm saying? Save your little money, but you need to stop talking negative. If you're gonna talk, try to be more neutral than negative. Try to have both point of views than just being negative towards black people. We know there are knuckleheads in the black community. We know there are black people who are killing each other, and we know there are issues among Africans and Caribbeans and black America or whatever. But at the end of the day, we all need to come together and work together, and that's the only way we will be successful. I may be an African by birth, but I'm a U.S. citizen, and not only that, my kids are born here, so I'm still American all the way. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we all need to find ways to work together. One last point I want to make is about homes. So in the Caribbean, like Jamaica and Africa, or like Brazil and some countries, The housing market is really cheap there. A lot of people they're sitting on 100,000, 200. Man, I tell you what, make a trip, get your passports, take a trip to Nigeria, Ghana, Liberia, wherever, or Brazil and some other countries, and start searching for homes, because this is another way for black people to build wealth. Purchase homes in those countries for dirt cheap. I'm talking about mansions. You might be able to find a nice home for like 40, 45, 50,000. This is money you already have. So you could purchase homes over there for dirt cheap, put it on rent. And most places, like I don't know about in Brazil and South America, but most African countries, you have to rent for the whole year. So if you put your house on rent, you don't have to be checking on them every single month. You rent the house, they'll pay you all the money you need for the entire year, and you're good. You could go back once a year and just check on your home. If you have to make changes, like do some housing work, you could have somebody on the ground doing that work for you, and keeping in contact with the tenants and all that. But basically, people have to start opening and freeing their minds. You can't just be stuck in this frame of mind that the white corporate system is always going to have your back when it comes to especially employment, because they could kick any of us to the curb any day, and then we're going to be, like down and out. So instead of doing that, I urge every black person to start thinking about doing their own business. Start small, do some research and learn what you have to do, and basically just work your way up until you get your business to where you want it to be. I guess I'm going to plug my album. Make sure to check out Inspired. And I talked about a lot of these things on my album. So Inspired 2, I know you've probably been seeing some ads online. I have banner ads going. I mean, a lot of things I'm doing, like marketing wise. But Inspired 2, Redemption of the Ghettos Worldwide. It's on my website, www.mrpellc.com/inspire, INSPIRE. This your boy Mezonic. Peace. Have a blessed day.